Thursday morning. It's January 11th, 2024, and you're listening to PNW Today on WJOB and Jet TV. My name is Kale Wolk. I serve as Communications Specialist in the Office of Marketing and Communications, and for today's show, we are talking about all things Alumni Hall of Fame. And I've got a great cast that's joining to help share details on this. Just going down the line here, we have Katie Holderby, our Director of Alumni Engagement at Purdue Northwest. Good morning, Katie. Thank you so much for being here.
Good morning, Kale.
And we have the man himself inside the Streck and Van Til studio. It's Jeff Streck, President and CEO of Indiana Grocery Group, which does business as Streck and Van Til. Good morning, Jeff, and thank you so much for being here on the
My
PNW
pleasure.
Today
Good
show.
morning.
So usually at the top of the show, I usually have a bit of a laundry list of calendar items at the university. It's a little short today, so I'm actually just going to turn to Katie here. One thing that we want to make sure to highlight before we dive into the main entree here is the main event, and cleverly named MANE, the main event, coming up on February 1st. So Katie, can you tell us a little bit about what to expect?
The main event is one of our signature events throughout the year. It's in February. February 1st, our men's and women's basketball teams take on Saginaw State. So always an exciting night. Last year, we recognized Jeff Strack at halftime. And it was a fun game. The women won, and it was an exciting game. The women's game was fun. But the main event is a great VIP event for our alumni, donors, friends, family, faculty, staff to enjoy the game, and some food and beverage by Byway Brewing out of Hammond. We also have a great student section. The students are going to get some swag. So if any students are listening out there, it's going to be a fun evening. We also have pizza and drinks for students as well.
Absolutely, and I am in full agreement. I will attest. Absolutely, last year was an absolute blast at the Fitness and Recreation Center, and about 4 to 9 p.m. to cover the period for both games. And it's a great time to come out, hang out with your friends, hang out with alumni, get connected with PNW, or even reconnect with PNW. And if they want more registration information, pnw.edu/main-event. And again, Maine, MANE, like a lion mane, because we are the pride of Purdue Northwest. Proud pride. So, and we can go ahead now and we'll dive into the main entree here. Again, we're talking about the PNW Alumni Hall of Fame. And it wasn't too long ago. It was actually before the winter holidays. We announced the 2024 selections that are going to be inducted later this year now for the Alumni Hall of Fame. So Katie, can you tell us a little bit about first, who are the new inductees that we have? Obviously, we have Jeff Strack here as serving as one of our inductees to be in the spotlight here. But tell us a little bit about the selections that we had for 2024.
We have 3 inductees this year, and we are fortunate enough to have one of them with us today, Jeff Strack. We also have Mayor Tom McDermott from the City of Hammond, which is exciting. The City of Hammond is home to PNW, so we're thrilled to have Mayor Tom McDermott as one of our inductees. He's done a lot for not only the City of Hammond, but for Purdue Northwest. And in addition to that, we have Judge Diane Schneider. She was our commencement speaker this past spring, and she did an outstanding job, and she's been wonderful to PNW, to our students, and also to scholarship as well.
Yeah, absolutely. To kind of help set up, what the significance is of our Alumni Hall of Fame, can you dive in a little bit to the history of how we got started in 2022 and how we have built up to where we are now?
So in 2022 is PNW's 75th anniversary, and the inaugural inductee was David Roberts, who has been very generous to Purdue Northwest. He's not only been philanthropic to the university, but he's also donated his time and continues to maintain a relationship with our faculty and staff. In 2023, our 3 inductees were Robert Johnson, Al Sori, and Stu McMillan. Also, 3 gentlemen that have been very generous to PNW with their time and energies and resources. So we have a mix of alumni throughout the years, the past 3 years, including this year coming up in April. I think that when it was established in 2022, the leadership team at Purdue Northwest is looking for those alumni that offer not only being philanthropic, but they offer their time. I think it's something that we, as alumni, I'm not an alumni, but as alumni, look at. And we want to create that energy and create a pipeline for other alumni to look at PNW as a resource and contribute to not only our students, but to the actual campus as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And just looking at some of the information that we have online again on our website. So I like to shout out different links as as we're on the air. pnw.edu/hall of fame. That's where there's information on this year's inductees as well as past inductees. But exactly to your point, Katie, the Alumni Hall of Fame. It's a great initiative that's it's honoring high achieving leaders in their respective fields. They've been involved members of their communities, and they've engaged with Purdue Northwest well beyond their time as students. So since in your role, obviously, you get to interact plenty of time with different alumni, what do you enjoy about this particular event?
Uh, I think this event is inspiring. We all, wherever we graduated from university or wherever we live, I think it's important to contribute to your communities, like Jeff has done. I know Jeff is going to talk a little bit about that today, but I think that we need to make sure that we tell the story, and I know that you do a great job telling the story about our PNW alumni, but we want to inspire them, and we want to inspire our future alumni. We have about 75,000 alumni right now, and we certainly have a pipeline of students that are getting ready to graduate in years to come. So we want to make sure that we have role models for them in all different fields. So I think that as we continue to tell these stories and we continue to look for alumni that inspire us in the future.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's always fun to give recognition and to honor people. So, Jeff, let's put the spotlight on you here. Again, thank you so much for joining the PNW Today show. And so just to review a little information, so you received your Master of Business Administration, MBA, from Purdue Northwest in 2000. And again, you're President and CEO of Indiana Grocery Group, doing business as Streck and Van Til. You serve as a member on boards of the Boys and Girls Club of Greater Northwest Indiana, One Region's Opportunity Council, St. Catherine Hospital, Tradewind Services Incorporated, United Way of Northwest Indiana. You're a mentor to our College of Business students. You're on the College of Business Advisory Board here, as well as the PNW Chancellor's Advisory Board. So you got a hat in a number of different rings. So I'm sure that your schedule is very busy.
Yeah, it can be quite complicated at times, but I enjoy being involved in the community, and particularly have enjoyed being involved with Purdue Northwest over the years. When I was growing up, I never spent much time up here on campus, and I went to Indiana undergrad, and actually I started my MBA at IUN, and then one day in the summer of 1998, I saw they were starting a new program here at Purdue Cal at the time, and decided it looked interesting, so I interviewed and put my application in and started class around Labor Day of '98, and really found the campus was a beautiful campus, and more importantly, I really thought the instructors and the program itself was very valuable. It really, I didn't understand in the undergrad, you don't have the work experience, and coming back and with the work experience and seeing, this, being able to apply what you learned in a different avenue, and really working in a cohort system with other classmates. It was a great experience that I had for the 18 months that we were in that program. And from that point forward, I realized that Purdue Northwest was a special thing here in Northwest Indiana, and just started to slowly get involved with various things, guest lectures for some of my friends that were instructors, and then one thing led to another, a College of Business Advisory Board, and then the Chancellor's a board, and then I also help out with the golf outing in the summer. So very connected here, and I think it's important that and I'm honored to be able to give back to the university in whatever way I can. And I really enjoy being on campus. It always aggravates me that people sometimes feel they have to drive down the West Lafayette when we have this beautiful campus with tremendous instructors and tremendous students here that really excel in various capacities, whether in school or out of school. I mean, and I hear so many great stories about our students going to competition with Big Ten schools or other schools and coming in first place, or seeing the things that they do when they get out of school. And I think that we have to take advantage of that here in Northwest Indiana. We can't forget how important it is to have an institution like Purdue Northwest here for us.
I couldn't have said it better
I
myself.
know. I was going to say, and it's comments like that that inspire our future graduates. Once again, Jeff talked a little bit about giving back to his community, giving back to the College of Business. Other things are mentoring students, being guest speakers. That all creates this cycle of students continue when they become graduates and alumni doing the same thing and paying it forward.
Absolutely. I wanted to also ask another question regarding your student experience. And you brought up a good point. It's interesting. A lot of students, of course, they go through an undergraduate experience, and then there are folks that decide, that they want to come back to school and pursue a master's program that's going to enhance their careers. So what is it about Purdue Northwest program and about, your mindset at that time that, motivated you to want to continue your education?
When I graduated from undergrad and started work, I had three goals. I wanted to run a marathon before I turned 30. I wanted to get an MBA before 30, and I wanted to ring the bell on the New York Stock Exchange. So did the marathon, and I had the MBA. I just wanted to go back to school to keep sharp and to continue to learn, because I think that's important no matter what you do, that we're continue educating ourselves to be the best that we can. We have a saying around work is, our goal is to be better today than we were yesterday. And so I applied to go back to school, and I had a great time. I'm still in touch with a handful of other classmates that I was in through the program with, as well as instructors. And Pat Obie being one, and some of them have retired and moved on. But when I see them, it's always great to reminisce about being in the program. And I think, again, when I went through it, I think the most important thing for myself personally, what I learned was, it wasn't so much the material that helped me. I was able to apply it to my work environment, and I think it also helped me mature as a leader. And I think that was the biggest benefit that I got going from an MBA. It was helped me to understand that this is the real world. There are consequences, and that really to sharpen my skills to being a leader here. And it was a great experience, and I'm always happy to support not only the College of Business but Purdue Northwest.
And obviously, we appreciate it. Times 100. So thank you very much. And one of the great things, again, also about our Alumni Hall of Fame is that some of the inductees have been, really impactful for Northwest Indiana. I don't think that it can necessarily be overstated just how much impact that the Strachan Van Til, name and brand is so central, to Northwest Indiana. You could probably go up and down, the region, and you will see the brand in so many different capacities, obviously at the stores, but also in the community partnerships and the sponsorships. And it kind of like 6 degrees of separation, you could probably almost talk to anybody, and they have some personal anecdote or connection to Strachan Van Til, or some way that it's impacted their life. Even my own father, he tells me stories about how when he was a teenager and he was a bagger at the former store location managed by the Van Til family, just down the street from here, when he grew up in Hammond. So, what has it meant to you to continue serving Northwest Indiana and making an impact here?
I think, Nick Van Til and my grandpa, Ernie Strack, always believed that giving back was good business and was good for the community. And I often say that we sell products on shelves, and they come in plastic and cardboard, they come fresh and frozen. But really what we're trying to do, and what I'm trying to do, is help Northwest Indiana be a better place for all of our individuals. And we do that through selling food. And, whether it's our store directors on up, many of them are are attached to other organizations in a local level, whether it's chambers or other community events in their communities. That's important for us to give back, because I still believe that local businesses do matter in a community, and we need to do our part and show leadership at Strachan Van Til to give back and help lead the way to making Northwest Indiana the best it can be for all of its residents.
Yeah, absolutely, and we love to hear that, because one of the great things about the mission of Purdue Northwest is delivering impactful change for our neighboring communities, and when our alumni are living that out day in and day out, it's always awesome to see. So thank you very much for forwarding that mission.
In addition, I just want to add, in addition to that, a company like Strachan Van Til, one of the biggest things that we talk about at Purdue Northwest and, in groups is that we want to retain talent as well. I mean, Purdue Northwest is that pipeline to help educate our young adults, but Strachan Van Til provides a resource in Northwest Indiana and a quality of life as well for us to retain students and retain that talent, because that's important too.
Absolutely. And now, speaking of students, and again, you stay connected with the College of Business, not only your fellow alumni from the program, but also with the College of Business Advisory Board and current students. What do you like to provide for them as far as like mentorship, guidance, tips as they are starting their own budding careers?
I just think it's important sometimes for young people to know that there are plenty of options out there for them to choose to keep moving forward, and that during life you're going to have ups and downs, and that everybody is going to go through some challenges at times, but sometimes you just need somebody there to listen and help give some, maybe not even advice, but just to listen and like, look, we can, you can get through this. And I enjoy talking to students and hearing what they're going through, and hopefully providing them some advice to help them and choose what career they want to go through. I always find it interesting that when you're talking to young students that they feel like I'm 21 years old and I don't know what I want to do. And it's like they think the world's coming to an end, and it really isn't. It's never too late to change and to do things that you want to do. And one of the things that I stress is, follow your heart, and, try never to have any regrets in life. And the students are great. I enjoy being around them and listening to them, and hopefully providing some advice and impact in their lives.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, got to ask the big question. As a 2024 PNW Alumni Hall of Fame future inductee, how do you feel about this honor?
To be honest with you, I think I had an email from Katie, and I had been emailing because I've been asking for the link. I'm always trying to think about people to nominate, and I thought she was emailing me saying, "Hey, the deadline's up. Who are you going to nominate?" I nominated an individual last year, and Stu McMillan, and I had just recently met him, and he's also on the Chancellor's Advisory Board, and knowing I thought, what he has done has been such a great role model to me as a leader, and what he's done giving back to the community. And so I was excited last year when he was honored, and it was a surprise, and I was honored to be there, knowing that there's so many great students that have come through Northwest Indiana and Purdue Northwest, and I realized that maybe the spotlight's on me a little bit brighter because of the name and the branding and all that, but there are truly many other people that went to Purdue Northwest that are deserving of this. And in fact, we talked about a few out in the hallway, and probably got a good list for the next time around. But it's a great honor, and I look forward to helping do what I can to help Purdue Northwest keep on its positive momentum, and making sure that our community and all of Northwest Indiana and the Chicagoland region understands that this is a great institution that's going to do great things.
Absolutely. Speaking of, the event coming up in April, Katie, can you tell us a little bit about what to expect?
So Thursday, April 4th, is our PNW Alumni Hall of Fame inductee dinner. We are preparing for an exceptional evening at the Alumni Hall in the Student Union and Library building on campus, and we invite certainly all of our colleagues, faculty, staff, the organizations that Jeff and Mayor McDermott and Judge Schneider represent, and their friends and family are invited invited as well. We invite alumni and past winners as well, past inductees. So we're looking forward to a fun evening, and it's inspirational. I think that last year we had some young alumni last year. We were trying to recruit some more young alumni just to come to the dinner, just so they could see what it was all about, and they were so inspired. So we're hoping to get some more young alumni and maybe some students too, just to kind of experience that evening and look towards these inductees.
Absolutely, and again, information that can be found for the Hall of Fame registration info to be published online. It is on the way, but pnw.edu/hall-of-fame. Or if they want to find out more information and connect with your office, pnw.edu/alumni. That is also a good location that they can go to. So we got about a couple minutes before we wrap up. See, I told you this goes by very fast. You blink and then the time's up. Just last question to pose for both of you. What are you most looking forward to on the evening in April when we honor all of our inductees?
Well, not to put the spotlight on Jeff, I'm going to put you on the spot right now, Jeff, but I was inspired, in last year was my first one, by and they were brief speeches by our inductees, but it was just wonderful to hear what they had to say. And once again, if we have young alumni and students in the room, all of us in the room, I mean, we'd love to hear those stories. So
Well, I guess I'm going to have to start
I'm
thinking of a
putting
speech.
pressure on you. I'm sorry, Jeff.
No, I'm just really looking forward to seeing, hopefully some of my past classmates and professors and just some of the past recipients that I've been have interacted with over the years, and just looking for a great night, and hopefully, as you said, to inspire, other students and other alumni to continue to be engaged with Purdue Northwest going forward, and to really just to keep the message alive that we are fortunate to have an institution like PNW here in Northwest Indiana.
Absolutely, and of course everyone's like dress of the nines for the evening as well, and there will be great food. So again, registration info to be coming, but again, save the date and pnw.edu/hall-of-fame to be able to find out more information about all of our great inductees, Jeff Strack, Tom McDermott Jr., and the Honorable Diane Cavadia Schneider. And so with that rounds out our time for the PNW Today program today. Thank you so much for anyone that joined in to listen. And then next week it is Rick Costello and the athletics crew that will be on the air. So we'll look forward to seeing what they have to share for the spring season of sports. I'm sure that there's a lot to look forward to with basketball is obviously still in progress, but then there's also softball and baseball. It's going to be here before you know it. So anyway, thank you again for joining the PNW Today program. Keep powering onward, and we will see you next time.
And